everyone what we got coming up here.
Yes.
So it is going to be great. So
Yeah.
yeah, they are going to love these patterns, and this is going to
Mhm.
be such a fun new chapter in Gloria Horn Sewing Studio.
Yes.
So hello.
Hi.
How is everyone doing today? So this is Hi for the second time
Hello.
today. I'm seeing everybody jump up in here. So I'm going to let a couple more people get in and join. So, because we have some very exciting news today. So today we are introducing the newest addition to the Gloria Horn Sewing team, Genevieve.
Hi.
And so if you are new here, welcome and thank you for joining us. So we are Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. We are located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So thank you for joining us today. This is a very, very, very exciting show. I'm so happy. I'm seeing more people keep on joining. So we're going to reintroduce you again in a second, Genevieve. But so most of you know me. I am John, and this is Genevieve. She is the newest addition to the Gloria Horn Sewing Studio team. So if we could all give her a nice, warm welcome in the comments. And Genevieve, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be joining on the live today. I run and supervise the kit room here at Gloria Horn, so I've probably cut many of your orders over the last couple months. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I just graduated from college back in last May now. And I did a lot of costume design, but I love garment sewing as well, and that's sort of my background. So I'm very, very excited to be starting this new little segment with John.
Yep. And so we all remember when I first started, I was down in shipping, and everybody was like, he needs to be on a show of garments. So with me and Genevieve, that has finally come because we are the two garment sewers here. So we are so excited. SEW, excited. We have to put a little pun in there, and I think that's going to be our thing. So, you know what? We want to show you some of our work and some of the things that we have made. I do want to say one thing real quick. So the last 2 live streams I have been on, I have given the wrong number. So I want to correct this because somebody has probably gotten random calls, and I feel terrible. So our number is 412-344-2330. Please go ahead and call that number. I am option 2 on that line. So I was saying 3550. So that is my fault. So if you have any machine questions or any order questions, feel free to give that number a call. So that was super funny, and Tommy was me, wrong number. So but it's always fun. We make mistakes, we laugh, we're human. So, but yeah, I want to show, let's start off showing some of Genevieve's stuff.
Oh my goodness, I'm first. Okay, I'm gonna move this. All right, starting, this is a really simple dress I did
look
just
how
this
cute that
past
is.
October. I did this for a Halloween costume, but I picked it because it's super versatile and I can wear it in every day. It's got a really cute little keyhole in the back, this cute little button. Yeah, it's made out of a nice cotton linen. Yeah, blue is one of my favorite like wardrobe colors. I wear a lot of blue. My grandma always said it made my eyes pop, so I try to do a lot of blues and greens. Where should I put these when we're...
You know what? We could just set them here or set them back. Yeah. And that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, for summer, Lennon's in summer. And summer's coming up, so we're going to have some really fun projects here.
And it's so easy to work with. It's really lightweight. I'll build up to that one. These two are both little upcycle projects. So
look how cute.
A really easy vest. All of this is made from recycled denim and from old jeans. Just pieced together, really simple. I did a cute little diamond on the back. This was my like first sort of foray into quilting sort of things, or just piecing together like this. And then it is reversible. So on the inside, I did a little remnant fabric that I had.
Oh my gosh, so stop. It's reversible. Yeah. I love that. We might have to show them this one.
This is so easy, and you can make it out of so many different... I've seen people make this sort of vest out of like old quilts and old like blankets and stuff, and it's so light and nice to throw on top of like a cute little shirt or just a t-shirt.
Pretty. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun, so easy.
This is another upcycle project I did. This cute little shirt. It's got some elastic on the middle part here. It's got a really cute little tie back. It's hard to show on just a hanger, but this is made from 2 old men's button-down shirts.
Oh my gosh, wait, and I love like you see the details of the buttons, the placket. Look how cute that is. See, she is so talented. Yep. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
We love this. We love upcycling stuff too. So
easy, so cute. And then this is my big project. This was my advanced costume conference final project. I did this whole research project. So this is a jumpsuit, all white denim, with little hand stitching details here at the sleeves, on the cuffs, and on the back. And then my favorite detail on this is these buttons at the bottom that allows you to adjust how you want to wear the legs. You can wear it really wide, or you can button it up and it's a little bit more tapered. Yeah, I wore this for my graduation. It was awesome.
Gosh. Making your own graduation outfit.
Yes.
That has to be the funnest thing ever.
Yeah, and this is a pattern from the 1940s that someone digitized and made available to use today. So.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And like, look at all the hand stitching she did. And you know what? Maybe we'll do something like this using the sashiko machine.
Yes.
So that will be so fun to do.
Just a really easy little. And then this is not a garment, but this is just another upcycled, like, found materials project. I love taking old juice box pouches and making them into little fanny packs or little belt bags. So really easy, just quilted or cotton on the inside, a little zipper. Yeah, I make these for my friends at their birthday and just for little gifts. But yeah, I love experimenting with different, found materials. And
this brings me back to my childhood. Capri Suns. I had one in my lunchbox every day.
That's why I kept them, and then my mom always wanted us to save them for like recycling or something. So here's my recycling. But yeah, that's the stuff I brought in.
So I'll show some of my stuff. So it's been a while since I've showed anything. A while ago. The last time I think I showed anything was when I first started here and I was on the live stream. So it has been quite a while. And I'm going to show a couple recent makes. So I recently made this Carhartt style jacket for my sister. Ooh. So really pretty. I found this beautiful green canvas and it has a nice little lining in it. So really fun. Added some buttons to it and snaps. So a hidden zipper. So we could just set this on the table.
That's awesome. I love the little corduroy collar
too. The corduroy collars. Oh my gosh, yes. And they are so in style right now. We'll have to show something with that. So then
what a great color.
I have soft. I have this beautiful red chiffon blouse that I still have to put the buttons on, and maybe I'll show that one day on doing buttons on delicate materials. So really pretty. I love this scarlet red color. It's my favorite red right now. So I do have it pinned up. Once again, I still have to do the buttons. I just didn't get time to do it yet, but I made that for my friend, so I have to finish that for her birthday. And then this I made for myself recently, and I think it's funny because not everybody knew I made it. Ooh. But I made this shearling aviator jacket. I will say it could have been a little bit better, but it has been one of the harder makes that I've done. So with the welt pockets and everything. So definitely love this. And I was wearing this because it was so cold these past few weeks.
It's been so cold today. It's so lovely outside. Oh.
Uh-oh, I am knocking stuff over as I usually do. I have stole Tommy's phrase, I am now a walking tornado as well. So if you've stopped in here recently and you've seen our office, you know that. So even Kate's laughing on the other end because she knows that it just goes. And then I do want to show this. This is, I'm allowed to show this, right, Kate? Tiffany might be a little upset. Well, it's different, but
No. She showed it.
We've showed this
Okay.
before. So if you are on the cruise second week, you should maybe just like not look at this video for just this next second. All right. But this really cute puffer bag.
Oh, this is so cute.
And Tiffany and I may or may not be working on a fun special project.
Ooh.
So it's not going to be this exactly, but really fun stuff. And
Wow.
so, yeah, this was one of the funnest things I've ever made.
So cool. And these are so like trendy right now. There's all sorts of puffer bags everywhere.
Oh my gosh. And we love the trends. The trends. Oh, and we're going to do stuff with it and we're going to stay in the loop. And so you're going to be fun, fashionable, and learn how to use your machines. So I have another thing I do want to show. This is from Tommy. And so this was one of his hoodie kits. And because we plan on being on Fridays for right now, it could be subject to change, but we're going to go on before Gloria. So we're going to be on around noon. And we're going to call it Fashion Friday with John and Genevieve. And so we might be able to even get some of Tommy's kits out. So here's his hoodie that he made. He used the applaud to add decorative stitching to that. Really pretty. And we cannot wait to do something like this as well. This will be such a fun project to show how to do. We have so many things planned right now, and we're going to want your feedback at the end of this live.
Yeah.
There is one more thing I have to show, one of my more recent makes, and I did go ahead and bring in a dress form. But it is this cute little denim jacket that's cropped with a zipper. So I've just been really into making jackets recently. But so nice little back. And maybe I'll even embroider the back too. That would be fun.
Ooh, that could
Fun
be
little
really
design.
fun. And it'll look great on the
My
back.
dress form is shortening. I don't have it locked. I was like, it's shrinking. But there we go. So I'll just slide that back there. But we are so excited to have Genevieve here. And now that we are going to be on starting off every other Friday. So we will be on just about every other week. Things are a little busy right now, and we have a very packed schedule these next few months on the live. But we're going to be on Fridays at noon every other week. And then we might eventually be on every week. That all depends on how much you guys like us. And, you know, if you've spoken with me, you know, but me and Steve are always running around. So I want to try to make time for this. And even if I'm not able to be on it, we have Genevieve here. So it will be a great and fun time. Now, I do want to show some of these machines that we got behind us because we put out a Google poll or Google form recently. And Kate and I have reviewed all of those answers that you guys gave us. And you guys gave us a lot of great and valuable feedback that we are so appreciative for. We went through and read all of those comments. And so a lot of you guys actually asked about learning machines, doing more stuff with sergers. And me and Genevieve want to actually be able to take some time to tackle that because with garment sewing, even if you don't want to sew clothes, it's always helpful to watch and probably join in our lives because we are going to be using not just our regular sewing and embroidery machines, but we're also going to be using sergers and cover stitch machines as well. So with clothes, we usually use all three. If you know me, my background's in fashion design, Genevieve's is in costume design, so we use all three of these types of machines, and we even want to try to use stuff with the printers and the scan and cuts as well to add details. So please, you'd want to tune into our shows so that you could really get to know your machines too, because I'm going to be more than happy to show off new features that you might not know are on your machine and things that you might be like, oh my gosh, that's what that's used for. And if you did notice, we have one of each brand that we carry. So like we have the Baby Lock Applaud, we have the Bernina Serger, we have the Brother Avenir. And what we want to do is for every class kind of rotate brands and machines so that you can really get a feel for each of the brands that we carry. And that kind of helps everybody get to know their machines a little bit. So we're really, really excited to do it, especially if the Applaud. I've been dying to use it. So I've seen everybody else use it. I just have not had time. So we cannot wait. And that kind of brings me into our next thing. So Tommy announces last Wednesday on Kimberbell with Kathy and Mary Lou that we now got a deal with Simplicity Vogue Butterick Patterns, and we're going to be able to start carrying those patterns now. In fact, we're actually able to start selling them now. And so we're going to show you some of our first projects we have planned and some of the other patterns that we are able to get. We haven't placed our first pattern order with them, and we're going to be doing that today or some point in the next few days. And we kind of want to get a good idea of what you guys would like to see us do project-wise. But we're going to start showing off because we did pick our first pattern that we're going to want to do, and Genevieve picked this one out. It's a really fun and simple sundress, and so I'm going to let you describe it a little bit.
I saw this and immediately thought it would be so fun. It's sort of a nice transition from quilting to patterns and garments. It's got that sort of pieced together look. I thought it would be really fun to do it either as an upcycle project or just with some of the collections that we have in, because we have some really, really cute ones in. Yeah, it's a super simple pattern. A great introduction. We're going to use the serger. We're going to use all our cool things. It comes with the instructions, and it does have pockets. I checked. That's always a must-have for me on dresses. And we're going to be getting this in a bunch of sizes. I saw some questions. We are going to be doing some plus-size things as well. We'll have that. Everyone will be able to try it out. Yeah.
And so most of these patterns come in 2 size groups, so we will be making sure to carry both. In fact, in our next live, which will be when I am back from the cruise from the second week, we're going to really do another little intro on to the beginning of garments and kind of picking out your size and cutting out the pattern. And so me and Genevieve will go over on taking your own measurements, and it's really fun to do with a friend too. It always helps, especially measurements.
It does. It really does.
The last time I took my own measurement, I was like, oh, where am I at here? So it always helps to do it with a friend, and it's really fun projects you can do, especially with this one, because I think if you have a serger and you haven't used it yet, this is going to be a perfect time to really learn how to use it, because with all these seams, we're going to overlock it so we don't have any raw edges, and this is going to just be great. And I cannot wait to make this in Garden Grace. And I did grab a couple shirts that we're going to upcycle, so we'll do one of each and kind of maybe show it. So now the next pattern that we have, which I don't have it physically, but we're going to have this one on order for sure, is going to be this crew neck pattern. So these ones are Simplicity's patterns, Nomi patterns. I love these. And this is Mimi G and Norris Donta Ford. In fact, I learned how to sew from them online. They design really amazing beginner-friendly patterns. They are an awesome couple, so maybe go check them out. And we are definitely going to show this. This will be a great way to learn how to use your serger, and definitely the applaud. I cannot wait to add decorative stitching on this. And we have a nice little trio here between me, Kate, and Genevieve. And so Kate and Genevieve get to be the models. So our next pattern that we're going to have in this lineup too, and I think everyone is going to love this one. So if you are not into garment sewing yet, just you wait. This pattern is going to be so fun. Oh my gosh, just look at that, how cute. So this is a beautiful quilted jacket. We are definitely doing this one for sure. So this will be coming up soon, but I love that. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful quilted jacket. And then this one, and like I said, we want to teach you how to use the features on your machines as well. And so I saw this one and I was like, this would be such a perfect way to do edge-to-edge quilting, but not just edge-to-edge, because I don't want to leave anyone excluded. Learning how to use your walking feet, or even if you have a long arm and you could quilt out this one and then use it to make this beautiful zip-up vest. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. So we are definitely going to demo edge-to-edge with this one, and maybe a little bit with using your digital dual feed with the feet guide. So I cannot wait to show this one, and maybe even we might make a kit for that.
Yeah,
so
that would be a very
Genevieve
easy kit.
is in charge of kit cutting upstairs, so we're going to be carrying all sorts of new fabric too, maybe some new threads, and we're really excited about this because this is going to be the next chapter in Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. So we have a couple more patterns we're going to show you. Not all of these are for sale. So this next one is going to be this bag. So because I am stealing Tiffany's spot today because she's on a cruise and she doesn't know about this yet, but Bag Lady Club, I want you to comment and tell me what you think. There are new patterns available. So Tiffany's going to have some fun new projects and maybe even one of us will join in with her.
That would be
so
much
I
fun.
saw this bag and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love that. That almost looks like the We Love to Stitch bag. But
it does.
not everybody has an embroidery machine.
Yeah.
So, I don't want anybody to feel excluded. So now we did pick out a couple other ones just to show. We didn't order these yet. But we have access to all of these patterns: Simplicity, Vogue, McCall's, New Look. So we made a Google form and we're going to post it in the Facebook group, unless it did already get posted. And it's going to be for Genevieve and I's class, Fashion Friday. And we would love for you to comment on what you want to see, kind of maybe if there's a specific machine too or specific pattern that you want us to sew out. So please, after the live, go on Facebook, go ahead and comment. We'd love to hear your feedback because it gives us exactly what you guys want. So, but these are just some looks of other stuff and other patterns they offer, even stuff like accessories, like gloves. Oh my gosh, I love this Vogue top. This is so beautiful, and definitely this McCall's top too. So we are just so excited. No pun intended. I'm just kidding. It is intended because that is going to be, I think, our little thing. Yes. So excited. But yes, so we are going to move on to a couple other things. So we did want to talk a little bit about like tools and equipment. So with garment sewing, there are going to be some new tools that if you really get into it, you're going to want to buy. That really helps make the process a lot easier. Tools that Genevieve and I use on a daily basis. So we grabbed some of them and we're going to probably be carrying new products soon. And so we'll always be showing new products on our lives that kind of help make things easier. But from what we have in store, I wanted to bring on and show. And for this show today, it is 10% back. I wanted to let everybody know that. And also, we will be giving away a $25 gift card credited into your account. So that is to celebrate Genevieve's first ever live. And we are so happy to have her here once again. So
thank you. Very, very excited to be here.
So our first product that we're going to go into is the zipper foot. Oh my gosh, need this.
Oh my goodness, we should have organized this better beforehand. Oh wait, I found it. All right, there she is.
Okay, so this zipper foot is actually a little nicer than the eye zipper foot that you usually get with your machines. This one will let you get a little bit closer and you can actually slide it and change sides. Uh-oh, sorry, I'm having trouble unboxing it. And then with every Baby Lock accessory, they always give a little paper that shows how to attach the foot, how to use it. So,
oh, that's so helpful.
Yep, I really do like this zipper foot though because it's more narrow and you can adjust it and change side. So definitely add this one to your cart because we will be using this foot because we will show you how to do zippers, and I know zippers are so intimidating.
They can be tricky. They can be really tricky. And I might have to get myself this foot because I like it better than mine.
You need it.
So.
You need it. So, and trust me, with garments, the scariest thing is zippers. And between me and Genevieve, we're going to show you how to sew it in the easiest ways and make it not be scary at all. And yes, this will work on the chorus. So.
All right, next we have our, find it?
So our digital dual feed feet. So I love the digital dual feed foot and I want people to use it more and more. So the first foot that we grabbed is the 4th-inch guide foot. And you might be saying, well, this is more of a quilting foot. Actually, you can be using this for seam allowance or top stitching. And I have the digital dual feed foot by itself here. So this is the regular foot that you get with it. This is the compact version. This is sold separately from a lot of machines. but I love this foot because there's actually so many things that you could do with it. I mean, you can even make a baby hem using this digital dual feed foot, using this to sew slippery and very lightweight fabrics. So we want to show you a little bit about that too, and use the accessories that our machines come with or that you could buy to really have fun and make garment sewing much easier. And so I'm going to go through the other feet real quick.
Whoop. Okay, here's our next one. Stitch in the ditch foot. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You know, I should probably put this one back so I don't
There we
lose
go.
it.
There's our stitch in the ditch foot.
Now, our stitch in a ditch foot, we will use this when we try to hide stitching. In fact, I could kind of show a little bit, maybe with that jacket. Well, I hand stitched, but you could use that too. So sometimes you will stitch in a ditch to kind of hide stitching, but attaching a waistband. And so you'll definitely want to pick up this foot if you don't have it, because we do plan on using it. Now, did we grab the regular stitch and ditch foot? We might have. If we didn't, we will show it on our next live. So we are going to be showing regular sewing feet too. But definitely the digital dual feed stitch and a ditch foot, even if you quilt, which we might use this to show how to do a couple quilting lines for one of these vests. You know, having these feet really come in handy. They are must-haves. So the next one that we're going to show is the open toe sole. And so you could use this one for some decorative stitches too, but it is definitely nice to have because sometimes I like to see what I'm sewing. Even just using this just instead of your regular guide is a little bit nice at times. So having all of these just really help, and really having that full set of digital dual feed comes so much in handy. So now our next item is, could we put do we have the compact digital dual feed in the lineup?
No, but I can add it.
We're going to add that in real quick.
This hour.
So we're going to put this one in the lineup real quick. Now, if you don't have the digital dual feed foot, or even if you do, so this will work with machines like the Destiny, the Solaris, the Luminaire, the Avenir, the New Gradient, and some other machines. If your machine has a plug in the back of it, it will work. So as long as it's a sewing and embroidery combo, right? Now, the compact is really nice. Tiffany loves using this for bag making, and it really does help pull fabric through. So if you are sewing thicker fabrics or some denims, which we might be sewing with here, we'll probably end up using this because that will help really guide through those fabrics, especially with sometimes harder to work with fabrics too. And it's not just for heavyweights, it's even for lightweights like chiffons and stuff. It keeps it evenly feeded. So I really love this attachment. One of the best things that you could get. So we're going to move on to the next thing real quick. And
where are we?
So
I think we were at
the 5/8 inch. So this actually might be very helpful. So I know that a lot of these simplicity patterns and Vogue patterns, they all have usually a 5/8 inch seam allowance. So this being a guide foot can really help keeping you within that seam allowance, because one thing with garments, you want to make sure that you sew at the right seam allowance. When I first started, I sewed with the wrong seam allowance, and an 1/8 of an inch will make a difference.
It really will.
It will shrink you down a whole size almost. So I sewed a jacket at 3/4 of an inch seam allowance rather than 5/8, and that was quite a difference. For all the seams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you add up 6 times an 1/8, that's almost a whole inch that I lost, and it tightened it. So that is one thing that we'll definitely be covering in these classes, and this might be a great attachment if you are a new or beginner sewer to get this foot, because keeping that 5/8 inch seam allowance as a guide, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I wish I had this when I started.
Yeah, and I love that this will go over your fabric. You know, sometimes the ones on the machines get stuck under, and then you're busy trying to like see underneath the fabric, and you're messing things up. And this
oh my
makes
God, I
it
had
so
it
much
caught
easier.
in the machine one time with the 1 foot, and so I like this guide foot the way that it's designed.
I'm very excited about that one. I'm gonna have to try it out.
Yep.
Right.
And then we're not only just doing some sewing machine feet, we have some serger attachments too. So this is the belt loop binder. This is 3/4 inch. So you would cut a 3/4 inch strip, and then you will feed it through the belt loop binder. And now this is going to work with your plod or your cover stitch machine. It has some models listed right here that work. So I can just list those off. So like PLE8, BLCA2. I think you can even use this with the Accomplish as well. I might be wrong on that, but I'll go through all those. I know you could use some attachments on the Accomplish, and we'll be definitely using that machine or the Brother PQ1600 in this class too, because a lot of people want to know how to use their straight stitch machines. So, but it's definitely nice to have this, and I can't wait to show what we're going to use this for on the Applaud. So, now let us jump over to the next thing real quick.
Speaking of straight stitch machines.
Oh my gosh, perfect.
Here's our straight stitch foot.
So our straight stitch foot, I actually like to use this for garment sewing. Now, a lot of people say they refuse to use their straight stitch foot. However, I think with sewing garments, you might actually like to start using this because that needle stays in that same position. You don't have to worry about accidentally shifting your needle and then your seam allowance is thrown off. So you will be within that exact seam allowance. In fact, I like sewing most of my clothes on my straight stitch machine at home. So we really like that. Now, our next product that we have in this lineup is the 4mm hemmer foot. So what we're going to show you how to use this for at some point in the live is doing a baby hem with this fabric. Sometimes it can be a little tricky with this foot, but once you get the hang of it, you'll really like to use it, and using it for chiffons or very lightweight fabrics. That's what we like to use this foot for. So
there we go. All right, here is our Teflon, our Baby Lock Teflon foot. Looks very similar to our straight stitch foot. John, do you have anything to say about this one?
Okay, if you do not have a Teflon foot, you need to get this in the cart right now. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at you guys. You need this in the cart because I have some samples in the other building I didn't bring over, but sewing on faux leather or vinyl, you have to use a Teflon foot because what it does is it has a coating on the back where it allows it to glide. If you used your regular feet on faux leather, it is going to jam up your machine. It does not evenly feed through. So definitely put a Teflon foot in your cart right now because I cannot wait till a little later down the line and maybe we could show some fun projects with faux leathers.
Yes.
So we're really excited about that. We have so much things planned. We're so excited. But definitely, definitely, definitely the Teflon foot is a must-have.
All right, moving away from some of our feet, this is another serger accessory. This is our fabric guide.
Yes, so this fabric guide, so
there we go.
I can open this up real quick. This fabric guide kind of helps keep you lined up when you're using your serger. And so I know that this will work with like the Ovation or the Triumph. And this is really nice to have because when I first started using a serger, I accidentally went over my seam allowance.
Ooh, yeah, that'll happen.
Yep, and so this will kind of help keep you guided in and prevent you from going out of your seam allowance and going into your garment because when we close off our seams, there's a few different ways we're going to show on seam finishes, but the one we're going to use the most is going to be the regular overlock. So this is going to be a great accessory to have, especially if you have Triumph or an Ovation. You'll want this. So
this is a big box. Okay. All right. This is our button fitting foot. Ooh, I don't know that I have a button fitting foot. Oh my goodness. Another one of our accessories for there it is.
So I have to use this today actually. So When sewing on buttons, you could do it one of two ways. You could use your machine or you could sew it on by hand. And I think I'm going to use my machine.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a pair of pants the other day for the cruise, and guess what? The button broke off. And no, it's not because the pants were too tight. It's just because I was taking them off and the button just, the middle part broke. And I was like, I have to sew on a new button. So thank goodness it came with another button. And I'm too lazy to hand stitch. And sometimes it's tiring.
It takes a while. Yeah.
So most of your machines might have came with one, but if it didn't, you'll definitely want to pick up one of these because we will show plackets at some point and some really fun features with that.
Yeah.
So
this is our buttonhole foot, or not our buttonhole foot. Yes, it is our buttonhole foot. This one, I saw people talking about buttons in the comments and being scared of them as well. I get that. It can be scary. I use this one all the time for my garments. It's so helpful. It has this neat little sliding feature up here that helps measure your buttons. It goes right on your machine, and it'll make your buttonhole exactly to the width you need it to be.
Yep. Now, I want to say, because I know there's a lot of people that might not have as advanced as a machine as something like the Solaris or the Avenir. They might have a beginner machine. And like I said, I want our class to be as beginner and all machine friendly as possible. You might have a buttonhole foot that has a plastic tooth bottom. The reason why you might want to get this buttonhole foot, if you do have one of the lower end machines, is because there's a rubber grip and this holds onto the fabric much better than the plastic bottoms. When I first started off with the old machine that I had, and it had a plastic bottom buttonhole foot, it would stop in the middle of the buttonhole. I switched to one of these, like butter.
Perfect.
So, and I cannot wait, even especially showing some of these features on even stuff like the Avenir with projected buttonholes. So we're going to show it all. We don't want to leave anybody excluded, but I want to get everybody the best tools and accessories to really help them out.
Absolutely.
So,
okay. What is next?
So the next foot. Now I have both the brother and baby lock versions of this. So, because if you have a brother machine, you'll want to get the brother version that's branded. And don't worry, we are planning on getting more of the brother branded versions of the feet, but they are both compatible. So stuff like the digital dual feed, brother makes a version and they call it the Move It foot, but don't worry, we'll be getting those in soon. But the dynamic walking foot. Now, if you do have a lower machine, I shouldn't say lower, that sounds mean, but if you do have a machine that doesn't have a compatibility with a digital dual feed, getting the dynamic walking foot is one of your best friends in my opinion, because I can open up the baby lock one. It has rubber grips at the bottom and then two different soles. You have an open toe sole and a closed toe sole. And when sewing things like really heavyweight denims or some faux leather vinyls, this is such a nice tool to have in foot because it really helps drive that needle through because it walks the fabric. It keeps it evenly feeded. I know a lot of quilters love their walking foot still. So, but we like to use this in garment sewing too. Especially for flat felled seams on denim or top stitching. That's how I started off. I love it. I love it. So you'll want to put it in your cart. I have both the baby lock version in the bubble right now, and then the brother version just got switched. So depending on which type of machine, they are the same. Just the only difference is brother branded versus baby locks branded. So. Alrighty, what are we gonna jump to next?
Oh, there it is. A little bit of a bigger box. Don't know if we can show this one off. Oh,
I think we can. I think it slides out.
Oh my goodness. You can tell it's my first time on the live. There we go. Look how pretty that is.
Oh, I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh no.
So I saw this in upstairs, but so this is a nice little serger tool set, and you get a nice little pick in there. You get a really nice pair of tweezers and some little snips and a needle. So it's really nice to have with sergers. Sometimes using these tools to get them threaded. If you have a serger like the Vibrant, or you have a serger that doesn't have air threading, sometimes you have to use tweezers to get it through a little thing. And we want to show those sergers too, because I know those ones can be scarier than the air threading ones. So like I said, you'll want to stay in touch with our shows because you will learn something every day from us. So
And what a lovely box it comes in too.
I know I do
look at that
love
lining.
love the branding. So it's a nice little box it does come in.
Okay. These should look familiar. All of our little snips coming up here. Yeah, I use these all the time, especially I love having this nearby just for those
These
last couple.
easy snips, all right, I cannot get over these. And you know
Mhm.
what? We have these ones with the hook blade. If we could put in the bubble real quick, our favorite ones, which I think I got a pair in here. If I cannot find a pair somewhere,
There's like 3 in there. There has to be.
there
Just
has
put
to
a
be,
few in
and
there.
I don't see them.
In that little, there's a.
Oh, I found a pair. Okay.
There they are.
Here we go. We want these in a bubble too. So, but I like these ones with the hook because grabbing those basting stitches that you do on your machine, that brings them up real nicely. And since we're going to show all machines and we have Bernina's now too, we're probably going to show some basting options with the stitch regulator.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to show that for some garments that we're going to do. So, but if you do not have these, I know we talk about these every live, but I cannot get enough of them.
I love them too.
Whoever invented this, they deserve a raise. They deserve a raise.
Yeah.
Point blank simple.
Absolutely. They're so fun. I love them.
And then we do have our duck bell scissors. So we have both the right-handed and like the normal ones, and then the left-handed. So have you used your duck bell scissors before?
I have to be honest, I don't know that I have a pair of duckbill scissors.
All right.
So I might be purchasing one later today.
You will be. So sometimes we're going to show some really nice and interesting techniques too to really make sure that your garments feel like you got it off the top rack at like Macy's or Nordstrom, because I want to show you guys how to make not only clothes but beautiful finished clothes too. And sometimes what I like to use my duck bell scissors for is if I'm layering fabric and I have to trim them after I baste them, or trimming seam allowances down. Really nice, especially if you're doing a technique where you're trimming the inner one to reduce bulk. I love using my duck bells for that. So definitely you'll want the snips, you'll want those duck bell scissors. You need it all. So alrighty.
Our little ones. All right, going on to our turning tool. Yeah, I love that all of these products we're showing are used in so many different crafts, and now we're bringing them into garment sewing as well. What have you used a turning tool for in garments?
I use it for everything.
Yeah, it's so useful. Like straps, we could start using it for, and it's just so versatile.
Collars, cuffs, loop. We'll have to get loop turners here. That will be separate, but I guarantee you we will have those on one of these upcoming shows because we will need to show them that, and that is an important tool. But I really love this turning tool with the ballpoint. I have a version that's a little bit sharper, and sometimes I've poked out those stitches by accident. And with the ball, you will reduce that. So especially, and I'll just use this jacket as an example, pointing at it. When I was sewing this collar, you have to use that point turner so to have a nice pointed out collar. So or cuffs or a waistband. So anything that has a angle that's sewn, you'll be using that turner tool. So this is a must-have for garment sewers. A must-have. And don't use your scissors like I did when I first started off. Don't try to take the easy way out because
it's not easy. It becomes harder.
Have you ever? Did you ever do that with your scissors?
All the time. All the time.
I ripped through. Oh my god, that was so embarrassing when I first started sewing. When I did that. So.
Yes. What's next?
Seam rippers. Oh my gosh, and I love these big ones. So I'm gonna pull this one out. You definitely need a. I don't think you could have enough seam rippers.
No, you really can't. We're always losing them at my house. And this one I love the big handle on this one.
And this one, you have two on here. So you have a bigger side. So I like to use the bigger side for like heavy duty seams that I sewed like on denim. Or the thinner side for lightweights or delicates. So definitely put one of these in your cart
Yes.
because I don't think you can have enough seam rippers.
You really can't. You really, really
And
can't.
I always lose them somehow. It's like,
Mhm.
it's just they turn into antimatter and dust,
Mhm.
and then they
Falls
appear.
behind.
They appear like 3 months later. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's my seam ripper I've been looking for.
Yes. I knew people who just cut with, in the costume world, just cutting with like straight razor blades, and it scares me too much. I don't know how they do it. So
Scares me.
buy yourself a nice seam ripper instead. Or, oh,
So, this one, we do plan on adding embroidery to some of our projects. In fact, I might purposefully mess one up to show how you can try to go ahead and save that project. Now, this you could use for both seam ripping, or you can use this to remove your embroidery stitches if you accidentally messed up. I used to work in commercial embroidery for a few years, and sometimes things would get stitched together, or the wrong color was accidentally fed through one of these multi-head machines, and we would try to save that product and re-embroider it, and we would take this and shred the bobbin thread from the back. So if you do not have one of these tools, even as an embroiderer and not just a garment sewer, you might want to put one of these in your cart, because this is a game changer, a lifesaver. Oh my goodness, this saved me so many times. So,
all right. Next we have our double stick fusible tape.
yes, so this is Steam-A-Seam. So I know Gloria likes to use this in some of her projects, especially for into hoop projects like the egg, to close out those seams. Now, we will be using stuff like this and By Annie's basting tape, but we'll switch between both of those. So sometimes we want to have a permanent seam, and I like to do this with stuff like faux leather, because I don't want it to come undone. I want it to be permanent. Or hemming faux leather pants or stuff like that. So you can actually use this for a versatile type of way, not for just quilting, but definitely for garments too.
Absolutely. Okay, what do we have next?
We have our French curves.
Oh, yes.
So these are what we have in stock right now. And these are French curves. So with our garment class, and as we start to get more advanced, we're going to show techniques on editing some patterns to maybe make the armhole a little bit bigger, or drafting pockets, or adding pockets to existing things. Because we want to do more than just show you a pattern, but we want to show you how to try to make it fit you a little bit better. And so with what we have now, these are called French curve rollers. And as somebody who drafts his own patterns, and I know that you have too, we use these a lot. So that will be a little bit more advanced down the line. But with editing patterns, you'll definitely want to pick these up. And we will be having more rollers coming soon, probably metal ones with inch marks on it. But these are a good starter. So now our Bernina people, which I know everybody sees the serger in the background. I know that if you have a Bernina machine, 9 times out of 10, you are a garment sewer. And I've been telling Steve, I almost don't want to sew on these machines because I'm going to end up buying one. But, oh my gosh, we can't wait to have Gloria and Steve show us how to use these machines, because the bobbins on them, look how big they are.
Yeah,
for garment sewers.
It'll be so nice. The number of times I've run out of bobbin thread when I'm in the middle of a long seam, it's the worst. So these are so great.
And so we have the 10, I think 25 pack right here. So if you have a Bernina machine or you're interested, go ahead. Give us a call. I'll do my best to answer any and all questions with Bernina. Steve is away, but I could definitely help give some information on the machine. So if you want to go ahead and call 412, is it 344, 2330? If you call that 355 number, and if that 355 number is watching this video somehow, I am so sorry.
And if that's not enough, they have jumbo size bobbins as well. So that's so much bobbin thread. Oh.
Yep. So this is the 4-pack. So if you don't need the 25-pack, the 4-pack is nice. And what I really like about the Berninas, and I'm not going to open these ones up just because we have another one open, but the Bernina machines, you can kind of see at the bottom of this, there's only a right and wrong side. You can't mess putting up the bobbin.
Look at that, is so smart. Oh my gosh. Game changer.
Patty, yes, I
Changer.
did write it on my hand. I might have to get it tattooed. So,
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you.
and then we do have our brother bobbins. So these will work with the brother machines, the baby lock ones. I just happened to grab these ones first. So if you want the brother ones, here you go, 10 bobbins. And you'll definitely want these too. So you can never have enough bobbins. I don't know.
Yes.
I always have to pull thread out of one when
Mhm.
I'm starting a new project because I'm like,
Yeah.
how
It's
am I
just
out of...
not the exact right color or
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Back to more pattern making tools.
super, super, super important.
Mm.
This vanishing chalk, and we will have more products in soon. I want to
Mhm.
get the vanishing pens.
Yes.
We are a little picky when it comes
Mhm.
to garments with using vanishing stuff. I like the vanishing chalk because I know this usually does not stain our
Mhm.
garment fabrics and our fashion fabrics. I want to get us in the fine point pens. I won't like to use the friction markers
Mhm.
or the highlighter ones that Gloria likes to use. For quilting
Yeah.
fabrics, they work great, but for garments, sometimes it leaves a little bit of a stain and you don't want your
Yes.
shirt to be stained.
No.
So I definitely recommend the vanishing chalk. This is my
Mhm.
personal favorite. So
Mhm. Okay. Bias tape makers.
yes. So many of you that are quilters might already have these for
Mhm.
finishing it off, and we plan on getting more sizes in. But yes, sometimes we do have to make our own bias tape. I know that I have used 1-inch ones before to make a 1/2 inch bias binding. You definitely want to have these, and we will have more sizes of these soon because with garments,
Yes.
sometimes we go down to 1/8.
Yeah. Very,
And
very small.
very fine. We'll show how to do those very
Mhm.
delicate sewing techniques in the future. But we have
Mhm.
this one, and then
This might be the biggest one I've ever seen.
yes, the I think this one's a 2-inch one.
Yeah.
We'll use this to make a 1-inch binding, and maybe we could use this for upcycling. In fact, one of my first sewing projects, I upcycled my aunt's shirt because her dog actually chewed the bottom of it. But if I took any more length of it
Yeah.
off, it would have made it too cropped. So what I did to kind of hide it was I used a 1-inch bias binding, and I did a
There you
trim
go.
around the bottom,
Yeah.
and she loved it. And I added it on the
Perfect.
cuffs too. So
Perfect. Mm. And then you gotta have a classic tape measure. I love how that's a tape measure. It looks so classic, and like we said earlier, we're going to be doing a little measurement how-to guide. I have taken measurements down to a science. I'll tell you, I've taken so many costume measurements before. We'll tell you exactly what you need to get to know what you need to know for patterns. Yeah.
exactly. And so, you know what? This will be great for me and Genevieve to
Mhm.
both show taking your measurements, and we'll maybe even make a little template that we could
Yes.
have you guys print out to give you kind of a guide. Because when you are picking out your pattern, I'm just going to kind of slide back to
Mhm.
this. There are different sizes, which will tell you your fabric requirements and to give you an idea of finished measurements. So you might be even if you wear a medium in most of your clothes, you might end up being a small. You want to really compare those measurements that they have on the back of the pattern. That's super, super important because there is no worse feeling than using your nice fabric, making your first one rather than doing a sample.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
So we want to help make sure that you choose the right size too when
Yes.
cutting out your patterns.
Yes. Here's another one, just a little smaller.
Mm-hmm.
A little
This
more
one's
colorful.
pink, really cute.
Yeah.
I think we have green as well,
Yes,
so
there
I
were a
think
couple
you'll
colors.
get one of the random assorted colors. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and you can never have enough tape measurements.
Yeah, another thing that goes missing so easily.
My sister would take them. My dad would take them. Oh, don't get me started on fabric scissors.
Oh my gosh.
Has your mom ever used your fabric scissors?
Well, my mom is also a sewer, so she knows. I worry about like my dad and my brother, and it's a whole thing. We all know. All right.
Alrighty, and then we do have a assorted pack of polyester thread. So when garment sewing, we like to use 100% polyester thread. And coming up here, we will probably end up carrying some more of that. It might just be based off kits. It's just we're a little picky when it comes to that. When you use cotton thread, sometimes it tends to shrink. So you want to make sure you are using that 100% polyester sew-all thread. and we'll probably be carrying some soon. So
Hopefully. But this is a great little starter pack
yes,
with
yes.
many I use a lot of these colors.
We got
really
navy,
regularly.
blue, gray, red, brown, cream, white,
And
black.
black.
White and black I think I use the most.
Yeah, all the
Especially
time.
white.
All the
Bridal.
time.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Next we got this cute little
Needle
pin
minder.
catcher. It's
Because
shaped like a cat.
oh,
love
with all
that.
the pins we're going to be using.
Yes.
And we're going to be having some probably new types of magic pins. I really like those, but they make special ones for satin, special ones for heavyweights. And so we'll start carrying those products as well here shortly at Gloria's. But if you don't have a needle minder and you didn't get one of Tommy's boxes, especially that February box, do you remember that needle minder?
Oh, I remember. It's so cool.
And you just happen to like cats, you'll want to get one of these because you can never have enough needle minders.
You can't. It's a game changer. Before I had one, I don't know what I was doing because
I
it's
stepped
so
on
nice.
pins.
Yes, all the time, or dropped them and losing them behind my machine all the time.
So
yes.
I think. Oh, and best press. So, and a thread stand. Yeah, we got a couple last things. Best press. So we have the lavender scented one in the bubble. You want this actually for really slippery fabrics.
Yes.
The reason why is you want to starch your fabrics when they're slippery, because when you don't starch it, especially something like a chiffon, which I'll just happen to grab.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
When I first sewed this, I had to starch it because it's by itself so slippery in some satins, so some chiffons, and we'll have some projects with that in the future where we'll probably show how to treat it a little bit to make it a little bit easier to work with. You'll definitely just want to have best press because it helps make things so much easier. Giving it a little bit of a stiffness to it helps you feed it through your machine better. So
yes.
And then super important thread stands. I don't care what anybody says, you need a thread stand because sometimes, and with some threads that we might start to carry, we like to use those big spools. And so if you have a smaller machine, you obviously can't put a big cone in that spool cap. So having this and it sits on the side and you can feed your thread through, really nice. And with bigger spools of thread, especially top stitch thread. So with denim, sometimes they make really big cones and that's your best value on thread. Even cones like Tommy's that he had in his box, you know, just with sewing thread, it's really helpful to have. So, and then I think this is our last item, is going to be our Panasonic iron. We love these. So I really do like these a lot because they are lightweight, you know, they're very movable, and I love this little tip because that is going to make pressing collars a lot easier. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put this on a white background so we can see a little bit.
There we go. We
have this nice little tip right here, and that really helps for getting in fine little corners and ironing. And we're going to show you the right and wrong ways to press and iron out certain things with garments because I didn't know that for the longest time.
It's important. And you wouldn't think it is, but it is.
Yep. So there's a difference between pressing and ironing, and we will show you all of it. We are so happy to be here. So just a couple more things. So that was the last of our product selection, but Kate had a couple things that we wanted to mention. So for USBs and formatting them, Kate did post a video onto our YouTube at Gloria Horn. So please check that out. That was an overview of Tommy going through formatting, and that will help you out. And then we are going to be posting on our Facebook another Google form. So please go in there. Let Genevieve and I know what you would like to see. We are so happy to be here and have this class. So yes, and we'd love to know what type of patterns you'd like to see. If there's any specific ones and you know the number, type it in, because now that we're able to carry them and sell them at Gloria's, we're going to be having them here. And so, yeah, Anything, Kate or Genevieve, you want to add?
I
Kate,
don't
you have to
think
get
so.
in here with us real
Yeah.
quick. So we are so happy to be here. And, you know, between the three of us, this makes a
Mhm.
great little team. So,
Hello. Hello, Mom.
so
Yay.
thank you everyone so much and for giving Genevieve the nice,
Yes.
warm welcome that she deserves.
Yay.
And we do have to pick a winner for our $25 gift card. So
Do that. Oh my gosh.
the first person to comment Genevieve's favorite
Oh,
number, and it's
yes.
1 through 10.
Yes. Okay.
1 through 10
it.
will get it. So when we see it on the board, the first person to comment it is going to get picked. And so when you see that number
Okay,
come up,
I'm
you
ready.
just yell out their
Hi,
name.
Carol. Okay. Where are they? Come on.
They
Ooh,
do
okay.
have a
Here we
little
go.
bit.
Here we go. Gail. I saw it. My favorite number is 6. So who's that? Gail.
Gail
Hesh.
Haish. So congratulations. You won a
Congrats.
$25 account credit in your account. So once again,
Yeah.
thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes.
Please go on Facebook
my
and
goodness.
comment on that Google form. I don't know if Kate just posted it or if we're going to post it right now or
I'll
next.
post it. in a few
Mhm.
minutes.
Okay, we're going to post that in a few minutes. So thank you so much for joining us. We will be on again when I am back from the cruise, and we will be on Fridays at 12, Fashion Friday with Genevieve and
I
John.
love it.
So, and our first project will
Mhm.
be this. So you might want to go pick up some quilting cottons that you
Mhm.
like, especially
I'm so
Garden
excited.
Grace.
Yes.
Garden
I love
Grace would
Garden
look
Grace.
beautiful. So,
Mhm.
and we might sell this as a kit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe.
So definitely tune in. That will be here in the next about 2-ish weeks.
Mhm.
So we are so
Yay.
once again, thank you all so much. So have a great day.
Thank
and
you,
thank you for joining
everyone.
us.
Bye.